So there's no point in running one of these campaigns if you're not making a profit, or at the very least, having your campaigns, the revenue from the campaigns, pay for the advertising costs so you can grow your list of fans. So our goal, as with any business, is really just simply to turn $1 into $2. Really all we're trying to do is make sure that every dollar we spend on traffic results in $1 or more in revenue coming back to us after our non-traffic expenses. So by non-traffic expenses, I'm talking about things like if you're selling a shirt, you're selling t-shirts and merch, there's obviously costs associated with producing the t-shirts, so you have to take that into account. Maybe you're selling vinyl copies of your album or CDs. Obviously, there's production costs with all that. But that's why digital downloads are actually so great. And that's why this works so well for musicians, because once you produce the album and it's finished, it doesn't matter whether one person downloads it or 100,000 people download it. It doesn't really cost you anything extra to get those 100,000 people to download it except for your ad costs. That's why this model works so well, is because you can sell digital products, digital albums online that aren't really costing you anything to produce. You're not having to pay those expenses of producing physical copies of the albums like people had to do 20 years ago. So before I get too off topic, the point is that we do want to make sure that our advertising costs are paying for themselves, essentially. So how do we get there? So the first step is to actually know what a subscriber is worth to you. The day that somebody signs up, what is the average value of that subscriber? So let's say you have 100 people sign up to your list. Let's say 2 people buy an album at $10 each, so that's $20. Divide that by the 100 subscribers. That means the average value of your subscriber at this point is 20 cents. Okay, and that's going to go up over time though. After 30 days, your subscribers will have bought more products from you because you've been promoting your merchandise, your albums, all this through email. So the average value of a subscriber is going to go up. After 90 days, it's going to continue to go up. And over the lifetime of that subscriber, it'll get even higher. So this is something that you should keep an eye on. Knowing the lifetime value of a subscriber is really important because you know exactly how much you can spend to get that subscriber and make your money back eventually. But that's always going to be changing because right now we don't know how much somebody that signs up to our email list is going to be worth to us 10 years from now, because we don't know how many albums we're going to sell. We don't know how many albums they're going to buy. We don't know what else we might want to sell that they're going to buy. So let's dial it back a little bit and let's look at an example of how we figure out how much a subscriber is worth to us after 90 days. So let's say we have 1,000 people subscribed to our list. We'll say 6% of those 1,000 subscribers buy one album. We'll say about 5% buy 2 albums, 3% buy 3 albums, and 1% actually buys a box set at $50. 6% of 1,000 is 60 people. So 60 of the 1,000 subscribers have given us $10 for one album. So that's $600 we made. So 5% of them have actually bought 2 albums. So 5% of our 1,000 subscribers, that's 50 people have bought 2 albums at $10 each. That's $20 for each of those customers times 50. That's $1,000. 3% of the subscribers would be 30 subscribers, bought 3 albums at $10 each. So that's $30 for each of those subscribers times the 30 subscribers. That's $900. And then 1%, 10 people have bought the box set at $50. It's $500. So that's $3,000 in revenue divided by the 1,000 subscribers means that after 90 days, each of our subscribers, on average, even though some of them haven't bought anything, we know that some of them have spent a good bit of money. So we know the average value per subscriber is $3. So this is good information to know because now we know that we can spend up to $3 to get a subscriber and we'll make our money back. So if a third of the people that land on our opt-in page enter their email and we're spending $1 per click on an ad, the traffic's paying for itself. And these numbers are very, very realistic here. I'm not using like BS numbers. If you're an average marketer, these numbers can actually get a lot better. But if you just basically have a good idea of what you're doing, a 33% opt-in rate on your landing page is very easy to do. And you can absolutely get clicks on your ads for $1 or less. So that's really cool. If we know that our subscriber's worth $3 and we can easily pay for $3 to get a subscriber, now we can grow our fan base indefinitely without spending another penny. Because we know that we can spend $3 to get a subscriber, that money is going to come back to us after 90 days, and then we can reinvest it in getting more traffic and more subscribers. But wait, it takes us 3 months to get our traffic investment back because this is after 90 days a subscriber is worth this much to us. So how do we reduce that time? Well, maybe we can get our 30-day value up to $3. So maybe we can get our subscriber value after 30 days up to $3 by offering more promotions, more t-shirts, more posters, hats. Maybe we're producing more content, creating videos, giving away free songs, stuff to keep people opening our emails more frequently so that when we do send out our promotions, they're more likely to see them and actually buy some of that stuff. But that's not really the best approach. We should really focus on increasing the value at the point of purchase. So the time that the initial sale is made, as soon as somebody signs up to our email list, if we can make that $3 back that day for every subscriber that signs up to our email list that day, now we can really scale and we can grow our fan base super quick. Because if we throw $100 into advertising today and we know that $100 is going to come back tomorrow and we can reinvest that tomorrow and keep reinvesting that same $100 every single day, at that point, you can start investing even more money in advertising and start scaling even faster. So it's really, really cool if you can get up to this point. Now, there's two approaches to getting our traffic to pay for itself at the time of the initial sale. The first one is simply to work on reducing our traffic cost. So if, say, we're spending $1 per click right now and we're only getting 50 cents back after the initial sale, then we might try to focus on reducing our traffic costs. And if we can get that down to 50 cents per click, then our traffic's paying for itself. So that's one approach, and I highly recommend always trying to reduce your traffic costs, because why not? If you're spending less for traffic, you're going to be able to scale faster for sure. You'll be able to get more fans. You'll be able to sell more music. But something you have to keep in mind is that we don't always have control over this. So while we can dial in our marketing and our targeting and our ad, creation and all that to be able to reduce our expense, over time, advertising is most likely going to get more expensive. 15 years ago, you used to be able to get clicks on Google AdSense for 1 penny a click. That's just not the case anymore, because there's always going to be more and more people advertising online, and that's most likely going to drive the cost of advertising up over time. So we want to be prepared for that. We want to know that no matter how expensive our traffic costs get, we'll be able to pay for that. And the way that we do that is by increasing the amount of the initial sale. So there's a couple of approaches here. Let me give you an example real quick. We've got our advertisement that we're spending $1 per click. Let's say we invest $300 for 300 clicks. At a 33% opt-in rate, we have 100 subscribers. We'll say 15% of these people buy our album at $10. Now, this number is actually pretty high, but it makes for really easy math. So 15 people buy the album at $10. That's $150 we made back from our $300 investment. If you divide the $150 by the 300 clicks, that's 50 cents per click. So that's actually not terrible. That's pretty good. We're spending $300. We're making $150 of it back the same day. Not bad at all. But if we were only to reinvest the $150 we just made back into advertising, then by tomorrow, that's going to be cut in half again to $75, then $37.50. And before long, we're not going to have any advertising budget. There's not going to be any more money to reinvest. So we really like to get our revenue after the initial sale up to $1 per click. So how do we do that? Well, one approach would be to really focus on doubling our conversion rate. So when we have our sales page and we're promoting our album, if we can split test some different things and try to get twice as many people to buy, well, then we get to our $1 per click. The thing is, 15% was already pretty high to begin with. Trying to double it to 30 is that's borderline. I'm not going to say impossible, but that's not very likely at all. So if you have a 1 or 2%, like let's say your conversion rate was 2%, then yes, sure, you can double that to 4%. But going from 15 to 30 is pretty crazy. So so there's another way to do it though. Like in the last video, I talked about adding a box set to your sales funnel. So let's say 20% buy the box set. We add that into our sales funnel. 20% buy the box set at $50. So this is 20% of the 15 people that buy the album, not the 300 people that click the ad or the 100 subscribers. So this is out of the 15 people that bought the album, 20% of those people have decided that they're going to buy the box set, which is really, it's only 3 people. So 3 people buy the box set, but it's $50. So that's another $150 in revenue. That comes to $1 per click. So now we've made our $1 per click back, and our advertising essentially can pay for itself at this point, because we're spending $300 today, making the $300 back. Tomorrow we reinvest the same $300. And what's happening, while we're not making an initial profit here, our subscriber list is growing and growing by 100 subscribers a day. So we're getting 100 new fans a day doing this. And then we're also getting their email address. So like I was talking about earlier in this video, we're still going to promote to them. We're still going to promote different products, different our albums, our merch, and all that stuff to them so that we can continue to make money from that email list going forward. And now we're really starting to make some money, and we're getting a lot of fans in the process. So I know you probably still have a lot of questions about this, how to actually set this stuff up, but I hope that you at least have a basic understanding of the theory involved, of what we're trying to get to make this work and make it effective. If you do have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. There's a contact tab up at the top of the page. Click the tab, send us a message. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to ask. We'll try to get back to you within a day or two because I really want this to work for you. I really want to make sure that this all makes sense. And I also want to make sure that this training helps other musicians. Your feedback is really helpful for me because then I can improve on this content and make it make more sense for people down the road. And I also want to answer your questions to make sure that it works for you now. So don't hesitate to reach out about anything regarding the theory behind this. Now, as far as actually getting all of this stuff set up, like you probably have questions like, how do I actually run an ad online? How do I create an ad? How do I get it targeted so that it's only reaching my ideal audience? How do I create a landing page? How do I connect that with an email autoresponder so that I can do email marketing and make money that way? How do I process payments? All right, I know there's a lot of questions still, but don't worry. Like I said at the beginning, I really just want to make sure that you understand the theory first. And I'm going to share the next step with you so that you can actually fully understand exactly step by step how to set all of this stuff up so you can get this proven model working for you, making money for you, and building your fan base. So stick with me. There's one video left. I'll see you there.